I'm back with another real life superpowers video. Um, I had some stuff that I wanted to talk about, but I can't quite remember what it is right off the top of my head right now. Um, I do know it was relatively important, but oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'll just get right into it so it doesn't slip my mind again. Um, yeah, so another thing that's kind of important to talk about with the predictable nature of my still very dynamic mind chatter, dynamic responsive mind chatter is that it it leaves me in this pattern lockage. It leaves me locked in a pattern of constantly, and I'll explain after how I am observing this, but it leaves me locked to this constant pattern of observing really miraculous synchronicities and, even lesser. So, just like, almost like, and I did explain this to my therapist when I was early on in therapy. Like, it seems like music is talking to me and stuff, like narrating my life almost. Um, but yeah, I, it kind of keeps me in there, right? And I do understand the depth and breadth of symbolism and how um, generalized and also narrow a passing thought is, and how easy it is to get lost in the broad spectrum symbol and the narrow spectrum observation and think that you're living some sort of miraculous existence. I'm well aware of that situation. I took enough psychology classes and read enough philosophy books to be aware of that situation. It's just miraculous enough, is why I find it necessary to discuss it. I am in, not only do I have mind chatter, but the mind chatter keeps me in like a synchronicity bubble, is what I call it, right? Like, almost to the point that it makes me feel like I'm psychic sometimes, right? It's like I'm really living that life where I feel like I can just like psychically project into the environment almost. It feels like I'm pretty much there, but not really doing it. It feels like doing it, but like a little bit different, right? You know? And also, it probably feels more like it because I'm not really trying to force things like most people would, like trying to literally lift an object or something. It's more like contingencies and things like that, and really, you know, oh, actually probable things, right? Like um, something going well, you know, like the best one that I can think of is I walked to the convenience store the other day to pick up cigarettes, right? And it was starting to pour, a bit. It was raindrops were starting to fall from the sky, and I was just like, "It's not gonna rain. Let's just try it. It's not gonna rain." And it didn't rain, right? And it's just like, so I just do those pinch me, I'm dreaming kind of things just to kind of deal with the absurdity of all of it, right? It's like I don't think I'm doing it, right? It's kind of like a constant experiment. It's like, what else do I really have to devote my life to but a field study when I have such a unique, potentially universal, potentially integral experience to be providing to our civilization, right? I'm coming from the fringes of very bad schizophrenia to tell people It's very lifelike on the other side of it. And I don't know what else to tell you guys, other than to be prepared, I guess. Be prepared for being fucking wrong, I guess. You guys really want to be right about being one planet, but there are plenty of good theories for it not being just this planet. Plenty of good ones. Plenty. So, I don't know, man. I'm hoping that I could find a way to navigate myself to a greater position to provide with what I've got. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so it's like I am so locked into like a a mind loop by intrusive thoughts is how I want you to think about it. I don't want you to think that I'm living some magical life, right? I want you to think of it this way. I am in like a feedback loop from my mind, from my schizophrenia mind chatter so much that it's like almost predicting my next move. That's what I want you to look at it like. I don't want you to see it like I'm living in a magical world necessarily, though I do like that one. It is really appealing. We need to be more scientific than that. I have a feedback loop in my head that came from somewhere. The schizophrenia I had as a young child was definitely one of the biggest catalysts for it. But I developed a feedback loop in my head, and it ultimately led to a predictive sort of wiring, you know? That's how I want you to look at it. So it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting, isn't it? I don't know. I know. I don't look that excited. I can tell. I'm looking at the screen, right? But I've just been living with it for so long. And I did try once. Granted, I was psychotic, but I was kind of jaded by the whole experience. I did try to like get attention, but everyone was smarter than me. Oh well. So, um, it's just kind of like that. It's like I really want to give this to people because it's like there are a lot more solutions than what we have going on. Good. Um, I hate to see more generations go by with um, devices and catalysts being wasted as potential, you know? So it's just I I hope to be able to uh, help with whatever it is, the magic world or the really dense math problem. I hope to be able to help with it on the other side of things. I'm not worried about eventually getting discovered. I'm not. It will eventually happen. I'm confident about that. But as for when, how, and why, I'm kind of disturbed as to what it's going to be. Because I'm not too keen on Western trends that much. They're kind of strange. The good ones are great. The the kind of sex, drugs, and rock and roll world is a little weird. Take it from someone who lived in it since like 2014, 2013 ish. It's kind of strange. And that's ultimately, what drives the views, you know? That's what you people don't really understand. You think it's like, you know, like a stadium. No, it's more like the tents at a festival. That's what views are. Views are like the tent city at a local festival. That's views. So we'll see what sex, drugs, and rock and roll wants, you know? So it's really interesting. I'm really excited to provide it to people, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what people do with it. And I guess that's going to be this video. There's not really much else to talk about. Let me just summarize it. I am so schizophrenic that my brain is predicting the future almost in conversation form, pretty much. You know, pretty crazy. So, it's like living in a movie. It's kind of cool. Like, that cigarette looked right. If you need to ask me how, watch more movies, and I'll tell you how. I watched enough film. I understand tone and atmosphere pretty well. Can we say we understand it like how a mathematician understands 2 plus 2 equals 4? No, because anyone who tells you that is lying through their teeth. But do we kind of get it? Yeah, we kind of get it. But yeah, that's pretty much all you can do. Kind of get it. That's art in a nutshell. Kind of getting it. So that's my video. Predictive mind chatter. So hope you guys liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.